One of the things that I've noticed is that the people that you deal with on your way up the chain of command are very, very important to you in the long run. I've made a special effort over the course of my career to reach out to younger people, more junior people, to treat them with respect. I can't tell you how many times I've been in a business meeting where there's the senior person, the mid-level person, and the junior person who's supposed to be taking notes. And the mistake that a lot of people make in meetings is they look just at the senior person, they completely ignore the other two, and they especially ignore the junior person. And it's a mistake. Make eye contact with that person just like you do with the senior person. Shake that person's hand with the same vigor and sincerity that you shake the senior person's hand. And then if that person ever calls you up and wants some advice, take the time to give them the advice, because you never know where that person's going to end up. And they may in turn do a favor for somebody else who ends up having a great career, and you have been indirectly responsible for that person. There was a person who ran the details and logistics of my first roadshow at 3DFX when we took the company public. This is the most junior of the bankers, and their role really is sort of the logistics of the road. We're on the road for 3 weeks, Japan, Europe, the U.S., meeting with a lot of potential investors, and he's the guy who's up early in the morning, making sure that the limousine's there to pick us up. He's the guy who's making sure that all of the meetings have been set up, changing the schedule when it needs to be changed. We have the presentation all ready. He's the person who picks up the check at night, the most important task. He's the person who, when all of us are asleep and sleeping, is worrying about the next day. I spent a lot of time with this person. I think I treated him with a lot of respect. We spent some time in Paris together at museums, and I treated him as if he was an equal member of the team, which he was. I think that's probably an unusual experience for him. It was only 6 months later, when I was talking to somebody else, that I discovered that that person had a trust fund of $250 million. Didn't need to be on that trip at all, actually. In fact, had never submitted the expenses for that trip because he called them the small things in life. But today, he's running one of the largest funds that invests in venture capital funds in the world. And I've had occasion now to talk to him, not directly about things that affect my career, but venture capital friends of mine who have asked me for a favor to be a reference for them to him. And because of the credibility that I developed in my relationship with him, that's a conversation that not only comes well, but I think has a fair amount of credibility in it.